Hi, and welcome to our first week as an online class. This is my third time trying, so hopefully this time will be the right one. So what I want to do tonight is go over your the syllabus a little bit. I see that just about everyone has done chapter 8. Congratulations, thank you for doing that. And still have several to do chapter 9 by now, but I'm sure by the deadline you'll have them finished. Okay, so if we look at the, my goodness, that's not the right one. Let's go for this one. There we go. Okay, so here on Blackboard, you might have noticed the final exam link right here. So on dead week, probably Thursday or Friday, more than likely Thursday. I think that's going to be our Thursday class, is that I'm going to actually put the final exam in here in the directions, and then you will click on that and read the directions, which will be here, and I'll probably also put them on an announcement. And then once you complete the final exam, you'll just upload it right here. Browse my computer and attach it to this and then submit it right here. What I would like you to do for this, and I'll put it in the instructions, is to save the exam with your last name, then your first name, final exam, principles of marketing. That way, when I download all of them, it'll have everything in alphabetic order by last name. And I'll know which class you're in because it'll be in that as well. So it'll make it much easier for me to grade, and I won't lose anything, and we'll all be good. Okay? And then if we go to the syllabus, which I have right here, you can see that here's our week here. Chapter 8 was due on the 1st. Chapter 9 is due on the 3rd, which is tomorrow. I'm sorry I said it was due tonight. It's due tomorrow. Excuse me. Please don't panic. It's due tomorrow. And then next week, chapter 10 is due on the 9th. And then the following week, chapter 11 is due on the 16th. And then the week after that, chapter 12 is due on the 21st. Chapter 13 is due on the 23rd. And like I said, the week of Dead Week will review, which on Thursday then I will post the test, and that'll be part of the review because it's a take-home test. Okay, the only thing I ask is that you don't have anyone help you. It's open book, obviously, open computer, but I'd like you to do it on your own without any assistance from anyone else. And right here it says submit on Blackboard like I just showed you. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Right now, let's go over. I keep looking up because I'm looking at my other screen, just in case you're wondering. Here we go. So let's go over chapter 8, and then I will make another video with chapter 9 so that the videos aren't too long. So in chapter 8, we're talking about segmentation and way over here. Chapter segmentation and target markets. Okay, targeting markets. So if we go down to the learning objective 1 is markets and market segmentation. The whole point of market segmentation is to divide up who the person would be as far as their features and characteristics that's most likely to have value, to see value in your product. Remember, product's a good or service. The reason we do that is because we target market those people because we don't have unlimited sources. So we don't want to advertise on a billboard in Ada when our store is in Dallas. And there's no point in that. So if we only have one store and the store is in Dallas and it specializes in, it's a nail salon, so there's nothing online, so there's no reason to be advertising it in Ada. You're wasting your money. So the whole point of market segmentation is to go as laser focused as possible so that every dollar has a maximum return towards your revenue. Okay, So market is a people organization with needs or wants and the ability and willingness to buy. Market segments, subgroup of people organizations sharing one or more characteristic that causes them to have similar product needs. Now, I just heard on the news tonight that many areas are recommending people wear some sort of mask or something over their face when they go outside. So that's a completely new market and a new market segmentation. Now, you may say, well, that's everybody then, but you could specialize it that you only make masks for children, or you make masks that are more fashionable, or you make masks that are much easier to put on for people that have physical disabilities, physical challenges, or the elderly that have create arthritis or something like that. So even though everyone in this area, the area they were talking about, I think it was New York City, that's recommended to have a mask, you could then say, well, we're going to specialize our mask so it has a very specific market, target market, in order to then produce more value for that target market. And that usually means a higher price or a higher profit margin. Okay. So even something that's as generic as a mask can be more specific and have a market segmentation. And I already went over that. Then the next one is criteria for successful segmentation. Segment must be large enough to warrant developing and maintaining a special market mix. So again, New York City would have the ability to have a huge market, even if you get so focused as it's only for toddlers, or if it's only for people over the age of 70. Whereas a town the size of Ada would not have a market that would be large enough for a face mask of only toddlers. If that was the only market you were going to be in, you wouldn't be able to produce enough to have enough profit to make it worthwhile doing that. Now you could add Ada if you were um, over the entire state or the southern states or the country, but if it was just Ada, that wouldn't be a large enough market for toddler masks. Okay. Um, Accessibility, marketing mix must be reachable to the members of the target segment. Um, Now with social or with internet and with online marketing, with mobile marketing, we're able to reach them. But imagine if this was 30 years ago, before internet, and we all had to be sequestered at home. The only way you could reach people would be through television and radio. It would be very much more difficult to market to people for masks or something like that if you only had two forms of media to get to them. Responsiveness segment need not be treated separately unless it responds differently to marketing mix. So in other words, if the parents are buying the toddler ones and they're buying the parent ones, and you make both, then you wouldn't have to treat them differently than if you were just making one or the other. Okay. Next one, basis for segmenting consumer markets. You can do it based on geography, demographics, psychographics, benefits sought, usage rate. And some people use something quite often. Other people use it once a year, or if that often. So obviously, the people that don't use it very often would be difficult to market to, versus someone that uses it quite often. Okay. Family life cycles and things like that are also going to demographics. Okay. Of course, region by geography, region density, climate. The going to the climate. Um, when I was a manager at KB Toys, back when KB Toys existed, it was really funny when I was being trained because the person that was training me used to work in Phoenix, and where I was in Pennsylvania, where it was very cold. And it was interesting because he was saying that in Phoenix, the toys that they have in the store during the summer are the same toys that the store that I was at in Pennsylvania had in the winter. Because in Phoenix, it gets so hot that everybody stays inside during the summer. So it's based on climate as to which toys they get, indoor or outdoor toys, depending on whether when people are actually outside playing or stay inside to play. Um, so I would have never thought about that, thinking of Phoenix being 120 degrees during the day. Kids wouldn't be outside playing; they'd be inside playing inside indoor toys. Okay. Age, of course, gender, ethnic background, family life cycle. Family life cycle, if you just had a baby, it doesn't really matter if you're 25 or 30 or 40, you would be purchasing things for the baby. So family life cycle in that case is more important than age. Okay. Age segmentation, of course, tweens, which is ages 9 or 10 to 12. Teens, millennials. They didn't have Gen Z in here, so Gen Z was born 1995 thereabouts to 2010. Millennials born 1980 to about 1994. Generation X, which is my generation, was born 1965 to 1979. And then the war generation, or we call them baby boomers, was 1946 to 1964. Separate them by gender, income segmentation, largest ethnic groups in the United States: Hispanic, African Americans, and Asians. And then, of course, we went over the family life cycle. Okay. So here's a little model of family life cycles that's in your book. And then if we go down here to the last one, basis for segmenting markets. Business market consists of 4 broad segments: producers, resellers, government, and institutions. Further market segmentation offers just as many benefits to business marketers as it does consumer marketers. And then it goes through the same geographic location, company size, and that. And this is based on business to business sales. Okay, and then customer representation. Okay. So personalization, time saving, loyalty, and technology are the trends for continuing growth. Personalization is one size fits all. Marketing is no longer relevant in our society. Okay. And finally, we go down to this model here, perceptual map, positioning strategy for Saks department stores, which obviously, since everything's being closed, it would be switched online. So actually now Saks has an advantage over other retailers of the same type of quality that do not have a huge online presence. Okay, and then we go into the key terms. And that's the end of chapter 8. Please let me know if you have any questions by emailing my ECU email, which is on your syllabus. Please don't go through Blackboard because they tend to get lost. Okay, and next one will be chapter 9's video. And we'll stop this and go to chapter 9.